Questions 35 through 38. Listen to a conversation between friends.
Anne's misplaced her wallet again.
Are you sure? The last time she couldn't find it, we tore the office apart looking for it and finally found it in her handbag.
I remembered that incident, so I made her look there first.
When I can't find something, I mentally go through the day and try to visualize the moment I set it down.
That's what I do, too. I also put things back in the place I keep them so they're there when I need them.
I wish Anne would do that. Have you ever seen her room?
No, and I don't think I ever want to either. I imagine it looks like an earthquake hit it.
It looks like an earthquake hit it first, and then a hurricane went through it later.
It's that bad, huh?
Bad enough to call in an emergency rescue unit.
And that's hardly necessary for a missing wallet.
Give Anne time, and she'll get lost in it herself.
Number 35. What are the people discussing? Number 36. Where was the wallet found before? Number 37. According to the man, how does he remember where his possessions are? Number 38. According to the people, what is Anne's problem? This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page. Now read along as you listen to the directions for Part C. Part C. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear several talks. After each talk, you will hear some questions. The talks and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Here is an example. On the recording you will hear, listen to a talk about an artificial rock climbing wall.
The largest artificial rock climbing wall in the United States is located on the campus of Cornell University. This 30-foot-high climbing wall is made of natural rock that's embedded into concrete blocks and is sculpted to imitate a variety of elements found on real cliffs. Cornell recently hosted the nation's largest intercollegiate rock climbing event. Nearly 100 students from 15 universities participated in the 2-day festival, sponsored by Cornell's Outdoor Education Department.
Now listen to a sample question. Why is Cornell a good place for climbing? In your book, you will read, A. The wall is designed with elements of real cliffs. B. The natural rocks are embedded into the cliffs. C. The sculpted concrete blocks are varied. D. The cliffs are challenging. The best answer to the question, why is Cornell a good place for climbing, is A. The wall is designed with elements of real cliffs. Therefore, the correct choice is A. Now listen to another sample question. What recently happened at Cornell University? In your book, you will read, A. A wall was constructed. B. A festival took place. C. An outdoor education course was offered. D. A variety of cliff elements were found. The best answer to the question, what recently happened at Cornell University, is B. A festival took place. Therefore, the correct choice is B. Remember, you should not take notes or write in your book. Go on to the next page. Now we will begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk.
Treasured since ancient times, saffron is obtained from the autumn-flowering Crocus sativus. It is the dried flower stigmas, the 3 slender threads in the center of each flower, which are the source of saffron. In New York, this king of spices can fetch up to $15 a gram, making it one of the world's most prized and expensive foodstuffs. The finest variety is grown in La Mancha, in the central plateau of Spain. Spain is by far the biggest producer. It contributes 70% of the world's output, with India and Iran the only other producers of note. The cultivation of saffron in Spain goes back to the Moorish invasion of the 8th century, when the crocuses were first introduced from the Middle East. Not only is Spain the largest producer of saffron, but it is also the largest consumer. Up to 1/3 of the crop is bought in Spain, and the remainder is exported. The biggest buyers are Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, followed by the United States, Italy, and France.
Number 39. What is the lecture about? Number 40. What reason is given for saffron being known as the king of spices? Number 41. Besides Spain, which countries export saffron? Number 42. Which country is the biggest consumer of saffron? Questions 43 through 46. Listen to a talk about test scoring machines.
You may be interested to know that the first test scoring machines were developed in the 1930s. The earliest prototype was created by Reynold B. Johnson, a high school teacher from Michigan. His invention was based on the fact that graphite conducts electricity. His inspiration to use graphite came to him when he was recalling one of the boyhood tricks that he played on his sister's boyfriends. He would scratch pencil marks on the spark plugs of their parked cars. When the boyfriends would try to start their cars, the graphite in the pencil marks would draw the sparks away from the spark plugs, and the engines wouldn't start. Thinking about this, Johnson realized that a machine could electrically sense pencil marks made on a sheet of paper, and then indicate if these marks were in the right places. By 1933, Johnson had made a working model of a test scoring machine. One day, he received a telegram from an executive at the IBM company. They had been trying to produce a test scoring machine for several years. Their plans were to buy Johnson's idea and then abandon it and develop their own. Fortunately, the founder of IBM, Thomas Watson, intervened, and Johnson's machine was not scrapped. The machine was improved over the following years, and ever since, American students have used number 2 pencils to answer standardized exams.
Number 43. What is the talk mainly about? Number 44. Why does the speaker mention what Johnson used to do as a boy? Number 45. What was the IBM company trying to do? Number 46. What could Johnson's prototype machine do? Questions 47 through 50. Listen to a talk given in a nutrition class.
Contrary to popular belief, there are no pesticides approved for use in the U.S. which are known to cause cancer in humans. It is unlikely that pesticide residues have caused cancer in any individual. There are approved chemicals which are listed as suspected of causing cancer. However, these are listed because they were found risky in tests in which rats consume doses thousands of times greater than humans typically consume. I would like to suggest that this is not a realistic method of testing pesticide risks, particularly in humans. Furthermore, there are natural chemicals in our foods which are much more toxic than pesticide residues. These natural toxins are associated with several kinds of cancer. The best way to fight these toxins is to destroy the fungi which are responsible for producing them. This can be achieved by pesticide treatment. In this way, pesticides may actually reduce the incidence of cancer. A final important point is that the use of pesticides has allowed us to dramatically increase the supply of cheap, attractive fruits and vegetables throughout the year. We are now discovering that eating more fruits and vegetables can reduce cancer risk by half. Thus, because pesticide use leads to an increase in fresh food consumption, it indirectly saves lives by cutting the incidence of cancer.
Number 47. What is the instructor describing? Number 48. Why does the instructor mention natural chemicals in foods? Number 49. How does the speaker regard studies done with rats? Number 50. What does the speaker imply about the use of pesticides? This is the end of Section 1 of the diagnostic test. Start on Section 1.